loved them, and I would have died for them, you know, and they would have died for me.
And what about the police? Do you have any run-ins with the police at all?
Yeah, that was just like every week, innit? I was what you call a persistent young offender, you know. I get that means I would get arrested nearly every week. Some of these kids was rougher than me, tougher than me, you know, cooler than me. But when I look back now, a lot of their mums loved them. So they had love at home. And I just didn't have access to that. So when they would go home and have like a family situation, I'd be like tagging along with people, which would just mean I was on the streets longer than other people, and I would just get arrested a lot. So I remember being in a few occasions where people have been stabbed to death, you know, and you're just there. Between that and understanding the full story of my uncle, MEN1, I'm talking about my uncle's face got tore out by the pellets of a shotgun like Frankenstein. You know, like, as you're hearing your uncle's story, and really I was trying to be like him. I didn't have a father figure to look up to. I didn't respect my stepdad anymore. My real dad wasn't there for me. He didn't care. He treated my mum bad. I didn't like it. So my uncle became like the guy that I really looked up to. So I was hearing stories about him, plus spending time with him and trying to be like him, you know? You see, gang culture's in them days, it was a business. It's a game. You gotta be serious about the rules of the game. If you're not serious about the rules of the game, you get your brain splattered, you know? So I got caught slipping a few times. I got my tooth punched out off an older guy one night. Had a couple of fights, lost a couple of fights with a couple of older guys. Got chased with guys trying to shoot us. Got arrested on attempted murder charge. Nearly done a long time in jail. So a lot was going wrong because I wasn't organised, you know? And then the more that I started to understand the way that my uncle had built what he'd built, the more I understood that I wasn't being serious about the whole thing, you know? I went to like a little gathering of my uncles, and I went in there, I'm blacked out, got my knife on me, I've got my gloves, I've got my bally with me, like I'm in the game now, innit? And got a little reputation as a young guy. People aren't messing with me. And really, I'm looking at my family, I'm thinking, I'm gonna be the main one. Out of all the cousins, I'll be the one that takes our name up a level. A long story short, my uncle had tried to call a truce between two guys. The two guys had turned up. No one was supposed to bring weapons. One guy brought a weapon. He blows the other guy's brains out in my uncle's house. And that took an effect on my uncle's